at 1:30.
Okay, so we have a few more minutes. Okay,
Yeah,
it's saying recording started. Are we live?
it says we're live.
It says we're live.
Yeah.
All right, so it looks like we're live. And again, we are here with infamous Sylvia on the streets in
On the streets.
chilly Atlanta at the courthouse covering the YSL Rico trial. Day one. It's crazy out there.
Yeah, it's a hot mess. A hot mess.
So this morning you were there at 8 o'clock in the morning. Was it
Yes.
crowded? Were there a lot of people out there queuing and waiting?
A lot of news for people was here, and a couple of bystanders. I say, what do
Okay.
you call those?
Court watchers. I don't know.
Observers. Yeah, a couple of
Observers.
observers. And Kevin Lyles is here.
Kevin Lyles is there today. Now,
Yeah.
Kevin Lyles, he did testify when they were originally charged and they were kind of going through the initial proceedings
Yes.
a few months back. He did testify. We have some footage of him. We'll probably bring it up later on this evening for our 6 o'clock update. So everyone, we're going to be updating again at 6 of him the first time. And he shed a tear as he was testifying on behalf of the character of Young Thug. Today, he's there in the courtroom. He's just observing at this point.
Yeah, and he made a statement for us when he came in. He basically said that if it was if they were country singers and rock stars, rock singers, we wouldn't be here. So he basically saying it's basically a racist type of situation here.
Yeah, and that is absolutely something that you said. It was brought up during the motions period that this whole issue of rap lyrics on trial is really rap lyrics on trial because this has not been done with other genres of music. And that was actually brought up by one of the attorneys during the motion period a few weeks back, right?
Yeah, well, that was Weinstein mentioned that in his argument, his motion.
Well, regardless of whether it's rap lyrics on trial, every lyric will now have precedent set from this case. At the end of the day, this case will set a precedent that will affect every artist in every industry, in every genre for years to come. So people really need to be paying attention. So it started off this morning. Now, you mentioned it was a hot mess and that there were things not in place. What's going on in there?
It's more of like rulings that the judge had made, and it seems like the judge is backpedaling on some of the stuff he said. For example, he asked for everyone to give the information like the slides and anything that you're going to do in opening argument, right? And so the prosecution side did not fulfill the judge's order requirement. And so it seems like the judge is still giving them another chance to get it right. So they started submitting slides and incorrect information, not just errors like spelling errors and things like that, but they have like blatant wrong cases information, like a charge being charged to somebody else and things like that. So a lot of things are not done right. Correct.
So the prosecution's materials and their evidence that they're supposed to be submitting is not prepared.
Absolutely not. Even the witness stand still has some issues. I mean, the witness list, not stand, witness list.
And at this point, you said there's over 200 witnesses. It started off with about 700 that they were looking to call. They forced them to whittle it down to under 200. Is that the case?
No, I think it's 400, if I'm not mistaken, from the last time I've heard someone talking about it inside the court today. I think it's about 400. Don't quote me.
Right. At this point, there's hundreds of witnesses that are being called. The judge has been trying to get the state prosecution, to actually whittle these witnesses down because it's just too many witnesses for the purposes of this trial. That's already going to take, what are they saying, 4 to 5 months, right?
Definitely.
Okay. So right now it's day one. People are still a little messy on the prosecution side. How's the defense looking? How was Thug? Was he there? How did he look? How did the other co-defendants look?
He looked pretty well, but when this prosecutor started, because they referred them as a pack of wolves, and Thug is the wolf leader of the pack. So his face was really stone cold, and he was like, you could tell he didn't appreciate that comment about him being the leader of the wolf pack.
So this was in the opening statements that they were
Yeah.
made. They made. They
Yes.
referred to Thug and the YSL, his co-defendants, as a pack of wolves and a wolf pack.
Yeah, but her opening, she mentioned something about the jungle.
The
So
jungle
the jungle, yes, it was kind of crazy. I'm like, the jungle, what?
sounded a little racy, a little racist, are
Very
we?
racist, yes.
You know, this it reminds me of the Central Park case. If people remember back in the 90s or early 80s, the 90s, 80s or whatever, Central Park case, they referred to those young men as a pack of wolves. As a matter of fact, Donald Trump, I think, was the one that stated that called them, or was it no? It was Hillary Clinton who called them a wolf pack.
Yeah,
So.
Wolfpack.
So she got up, and this was the prosecution attorney. What's her name?
Andrea Love.
Andrea Love, and
Uh
she
huh.
was the first one to open up for the prosecution this morning.
Yeah, yeah, she's the one who's doing opening arguments for the prosecution.
Okay, so she got up and pretty much stated the case. And what was the general gist of what she was saying?
Basically, that a lot of the crimes that was done in the community is basically because the leader is the one that told them to do it, type of thing, and also that she started putting on cases that were not part of it right now, because a lot, there was 28 defendants originally, and it's
Mhm.
only down to 6. So she was referring to some of the other cases that that occurred. So she mentions some of those that was going to be proven by the evidence that she's going to produce. So
So there were 28 defendants. It's down to 6. Let's talk about the 6. Of course, we have Jeffrey Williams, aka
yes,
Young Thug.
yes,
He is the reason why everybody's paying attention to this case, because he is the head of YSL, the record label. He says the
yes.
prosecution is saying it's a gang enterprise, a criminal enterprise, and
Yes,
that's what
but
the
it
lawyers
but
that this.
they mentioned that it was originally called the Rock. It was a rock group. It was rock residents of Cleveland, something like Cleveland
Cleveland
Ave.
Ave, something like
Yeah,
that. Okay.
something like that.
Okay, so this question of whether it is YSL the record label slash collective versus YSL the criminal enterprise was presented initially, and we have Young Thug, and he's
Hmm.
allegedly the leader of
The
it,
leader.
and I know that they're
Yes,
looking to present a lot of lyrical evidence to talk
yes.
about him, where he says that he's the head honcho, where he's talking about being the leader, and that those lyrics. We have some of those lyrics, and we'll present them this evening. Some of those lyrics
Hmm.
that they're looking to use to incriminate him as the leader
Hmm.
of this criminal enterprise. Now, who else do we have?
We have Rodrill Ryan. I call him Rod Ryan because I can't say his full name. Ryan. He's the youngest of the crew. He's 19 years old, and he his case is being looked at in appeals court, and they have a ruling where they're going to look over, because it looks like his case is going to be overturned, because one of the witnesses came up and said that he was not part of it, he was inside the house or something like that. So on February 2025, that case most likely is probably going to be overturned.
Okay, so whatever it's ruled for now, whatever the ruling is from this case, he's got something separately going on that's saying that he wasn't even there, and that's going to be argued in February 2025.
Yeah, but the thing is, the this case includes that conviction.
Uh-huh. Okay, so
Yeah,
this what happens here will impact that
yeah.
2025 case. Okay. Okay. So we got Rod Ryan. Who else do we have?
We got Shannon Stillwell.
Shannon Stillwell.
Uh-huh.
And what's his story?
He's charged with murders. I think it was
Uh,
two murders.
okay. So they've got him looking to charge him with murders. And he's allegedly also a member of YSL, the street gang, etc.
Supposedly he's like a top commander type of person in the
Hmm.
YSL. And then
Okay.
the other is Mr. Nickel. I forgot his first name. Quadavius. It's hard to say some of the people's name, but I think it's Quadavius.
Quantavious? Is that
Quadavius
Quantavious?
Nichols.
Yes.
Hmm. And
Uh,
he is charged with murder as well. He and Shannon was in the car together, and they have like some witnesses saying that he was part of the actual shooting or something like that. I don't know the facts on that one.
okay. So we've got both Shannon and Quantavious together in some sort of incident in a car where there was a shooting, and that's
Yeah.
why they're here and being charged with murder.
Okay.
Rod
Then you have
Ryan.
Mr. Huey. You have Mr. Huey,
Mhm.
and he's charged with a lot of like thefts and a lot of criminal activity.
Okay. So they have Huey, and he's charged with criminal theft and no murder, though.
No, I don't think he has murder.
What
And then
about
you
Rod
have Mr. Kendricks. You have
Kendricks?
Yak Gotti.
Hmm.
Gotti is basically has a case that he was serving sentence for, and that was brought back in there too. I think his has a murder as well. I
Okay.
three murders they're speaking about.
Uh-huh. So we did with Shannon, Quantavious, Huey Kendricks, Rod Ryan. Okay, and then of course Thug. And
Yeah,
what is
that's it.
he charged with? He's charged with running the whole thing.
Yes, he is not charged with any murder, but he's the head of the racketeering group, the Rico.
Racketeer. Okay, got it.
Hmm.
All right. So they're all sitting there. Are they're wearing their orange? Everybody's wearing orange jumpsuits. What are they? No, they're
No,
not.
no, no. They're just in regular clothing, outside clothing, suit. Um, Jeffrey's wearing a black suit with a white shirt, and the others, I didn't get a chance. Most of them have on black.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And so Jeffrey's got how many attorneys?
He has total of two attorneys, but you got the the like an observer attorney and then another young lady. So they have four at his table.
Okay. And all of them had their attorneys with them. So all of these six gentlemen are sitting with their attorneys with them, and they're going to be tried together.
Yeah, everyone has more than one attorney, with the exception of Little Rod. He has only one attorney. That's Miss D. Williams.
Now I'm told that in the that besides Kevin Lyles being there, that Mariah the scientist is also there, his young thug's girlfriend.
Mariah, yeah, she's here. She's here.
Okay. Who else is did you spot?
The family members, his dad. I mean, Jeffrey's whole family is upstairs. They only allow one person to be in there. Mariah is the one that's downstairs with the rest of us. His sister, his whole family's there.
Okay.
And Mr. Kendrick, his mother is here. I think she's the only one here representing him. I haven't been upstairs, so I don't know if anyone else is here. Lil Rod has, I think his father and his girlfriend is here, and let's see, Huey. I haven't seen anybody for Mr. Huey, and uh, Mr. Stillwell has his his girlfriend, but she cannot be in the courtroom because she is called as a witness,
Okay.
as from the state side. So she was in the courtroom, but they have asked her to leave the courtroom. Her and then someone else, they had them to leave because they cannot be there during the opening argument and some of the other, you know, witnesses and things like that.
Okay, what are we expecting to see this afternoon? So this morning, it was the opening statement from the attorney for the prosecution. Tell
Yeah,
me her name
well,
again. I'm sorry. What did you say her name was again?
Adrian Love.
Adrian Love.
Here's what's happening. She was doing opening argument, and there is a motion submitted by Mr. Steele, and the motion basically to for a mistrial because some things that the judge ordered has not been fulfilled. So
Uh-huh.
therefore, he asked for a mistrial, but then the judge shot that down. Basically, that he wants the trial to continue.
Okay,
But
so
then that's
and that's okay. Go ahead. What were you saying?
and then that's when the other attorneys started seeing some things that were incorrect in the footage that she was submitted to her presentation. So they put motions in for that too. So the judge had to rule, and then it came to a point where it got so messy that the judge took a break for her to send information over to them because they claim that she has not sent the documents over to them,
To the
so they couldn't have.
to the defense attorneys so that they can
Yes,
review them.
Yes, and they didn't have a chance to review them. They said they only got 4 pictures from her, but in fact, she had at least 20 something slides. No, she had more than 20, because they mentioned up to 50, 55, 58, or something like that. So
Hmm.
it's a really a big mess.
So really no progress on the actual opening statements. Really just a
No,
whole lot of you know, she started talking and then it was, oh wait, that, you know, her stuff is not prepared. We didn't get this. This is wrong. And then a whole lot of motions to mistrial and saying that this is not ready.
basically that's what happened. And then also you got to remember, each attorney is going to get an hour to do an opening argument. So that's 6 hours that we're going to need for them. So most likely the opening argument probably will continue to tomorrow, unless the judge go overtime.
And her opening arguments, was she allowed to finish them or was she interrupted? Are we going to
She
hear
was
more from her?
interrupted, and then they're going to come back and finish hers. And then he said if she has things that are not correct, he is going to exclude her opening argument.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully we'll get a little bit more progress on this. This is going to be long and drawn out, because we got six defendants with six different attorneys and six different stories, along with over 200 or maybe 400 witnesses in this
Yes.
case. So we're in for a long
A
trial.
long trial,
I
long,
know.
long, long, long
I
trial.
know you
Yeah.
got to go and maybe get a break before you go back in the courtroom, so we'll let you go.
Yeah, I gotta go get something to eat. But I want to come on and give the updates for everyone.
Okay, so we'll be back around six, just right after you get out, for another quick update, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
All right, thanks, Sylvia, live from
You're
Atlanta,
welcome.
Georgia. All right,
You're
take
welcome.
care.
Have a good
You
one.
too. All
Bye.
right, bye.